Hey, how's it going? So, this is a weird thing that we're doing, huh? And I'm not using my PNG tuber just because I didn't really feel like it, if I'm being honest. So, we're just kind of in Gmod now. I hope that's okay with you. This isn't going to be like my usual video. I'm probably not even going to put ads on this. So, this is very much a spur-of-the-moment thing that I just kind of decided to do on the spot. So, hey, this is really strange, huh? Just kind of hanging out in Gmod, doing whatever. And then, you know, I just couldn't really think of a model I wanted to use, so I just kind of found this Sybil one, because, you know, Sybil's real cool and all that, so that's what we're doing today. Why the hell am I in Gmod? Well, frankly, just because I didn't really want to do much, and I'm not even recording this on a day I normally record. I'm just kind of here. Oh, and I almost forgot. Hold on one second. Just for, you know, research and everything, I need to have my emotional support M16. Gotta have it on backup regardless. But anyway, yeah, I didn't really have any plans, and, you know, this year's coming to a close, so I figured I'd just kind of open a random Gmod map and walk around and talk about some stuff. Uncle Gary's hand-rolled soft pretzels. Interesting. So, yeah, I just had a couple things I wanted to talk about, so I guess while we explore and check out this mall here. Oh, cool. Ignore warnings 1. There we go. Can't have that interfering with the situation. Which actually, you know what? Let's actually turn off the UI as well. CL_draw HUD 0. There we go. So basically, I guess we'll start off by saying that a few of you, especially if you have notifications turned on, you may have noticed that my upload schedule has been kind of turbulent recently, and I haven't been uploading as consistently or as frequently as you'd expect. Well, that problem sort of becomes like twofold, because on one hand, it's been because my sleep schedule has kind of been messed up for a while, and I've been trying to fix that, and I kind of need daylight to be able to record, because I don't live alone, and I can't record in the middle of the night unless I guess record something like this, where I'm not really trying to be entertaining, so to speak, and I'm just kind of keeping my tone down. In that regard, a few more astute of you. Is that a Godzilla, or is that a little dino? It's a dino. A few of you who actually like pay attention and like are interested in my content and everything. You may be wondering, hey, if you didn't like want to record something like a game or something, why didn't you just record a Let's Draw episode? And for that, I say I did. Actually, I attempted to record a Let's Draw of me just working on something I had been working on, and I ended up recording like an hour or something of that episode of Let's Draw, and it was only then that I realized that for the majority of that episode, my mic hadn't been on. So I just recorded an hour-long episode of Let's Draw. I lost all of it, because none of it was usable, because I said like a couple things in the first few seconds, and that was about it. So that's why I'm not recording Let's Draw right now. By all means, I could just record Let's Draw, but I guess I just wasn't really feeling up to it. No admittance personnel. Okay, sure. I have a gun. Who's gonna stop me? So anyway, yeah, that's sort of why I opened up Gmod and I'm not recording Let's Draw, because I tried and it didn't work, and now I just kind of want to relax and explore around, because I've been watching a little bit of like nostalgic like Gmod stuff in my time, just kind of trying to relax and unwind and deal with the, you know, like the seasonal depression of this time of year and everything. I just kind of felt the urge to hop on Gmod and kind of walk around and look at a map. Sort of like how I did that with my buddies Ivan and Jake back a while ago, with the like the liminal spaces and everything. Those are good looking donuts. But I guess the whole thing about why I'm recording this in the first place is just sort of why I'm here, and that's I wanted to talk and basically say that my motivation for YouTube is basically completely shot. I haven't been wanting to do a whole lot for a good portion now. That could probably be at least attributed in part to Spooktober and everything, being that such a draining event I do every year. I guess moreover, I've just been in my off time from Spooktober, I've just kind of been wanting to do art and just continually do art and not really do anything else aside from like playing games and stuff. Not recording and everything, but just like playing games on my own for my own entertainment. It's just because of that I haven't really felt like doing YouTube at all. Like, even though that means I can still do art because I draw my own thumbnails and everything, I just haven't really wanted to. Even at this moment, I currently have a thumbnail to do for like the next Isaac video that you'll probably see coming up after, or like before this video. I still have that thumbnail I need to finish, and like it needs to be finished by tomorrow because that's when the video goes live. And I don't know, it's just, I still like doing YouTube, I like doing editing and everything, it's just that's not a real mirror. There should be a Sybil there. I've just kind of, I think it's primarily due to the fact that at the end of the year, after Christmas break and everything, or I guess I should say over the break, I'm going to be relearning how to edit, basically, because I'm going to be dropping Adobe Premiere and going to DaVinci Resolve instead. So I have a whole... Oh, I see. It's just a window to the other side. So I have to, like, basically learn this entire new editing program, and God, that's such a pain in the ass, and, you know, it's kind of driving a wedge between my motivation for doing YouTube and everything. And generally, my idea for why I might not be feeling too great about doing YouTube currently is largely just because I've been going at it so hard. Like this year especially, I feel like my dedication to YouTube has been like the most focused it's ever been, and the only exception is like times where I kind of needed to take time to myself. Like during Spooktober, I took this very sudden, unexpected break because of some upsetting personal stuff that I won't go into, and that sort of just, or rather, I started that wrong. It's just, I feel like because I have spent so much more time this year actually focusing on YouTube and like doing stuff, and I think this is the first year where I have committed and drawn all of my thumbnails, aside from like, you know, Let's Draw, because I just used the art I drew in the episode as the thumbnail. I suppose because this year has been such a more, I guess, taxing year than it normally is for me, that's really what's making me feel like I've just worn myself out, basically. So I guess my general plan at this current moment, because I'm not going to stop doing YouTube. Like, this is a huge part of my life, and it's been a huge part of my life for a huge portion of my life, so I'm not just going to drop it. But I think over the usual, like, winter, Christmas, New Year's break I usually take, I think that might end up being a little bit longer than usual, just so I can relax and do whatever and sort of recultivate my motivation to do YouTube again. And that'll give me plenty of time to, you know, do art, because as I've mentioned, that's really the only thing I've been focusing on doing is I just want to do art. I just want to draw. That's all I want to do is draw. I guess that's the main reason I'm making this video, is sort of like an update to tell you what's going on and what to expect coming for 2025 and everything. I'm probably going to end up taking a larger break than I normally do, just for myself to recuperate and evaluate what I want to do for that year. I have an idea for what I want to do for Spooktober next year, but at the same time, I'm not even sure if I'm going to end up doing Spooktober next year, because this past year has really made me realize just how taxing it is, which I mention this almost every year, that Spooktober is a colossal pain in the ass for me to do. I love doing it, it's a lot of work, and it's only 1 month out of the year that I work that hard. Still, it's very taxing for me to do, and this year was really a good example of that. So it's obviously, I still have like a full year before I have to like make a decision and everything, but in this current moment, I'm not sure if I even want to do Spooktober next year, or if I'll just end up doing something else special for October. Since I'm getting into art, maybe I'll actually take part, at least somewhat, in Inktober that year. I've never done that before, so maybe I will, who knows. But largely, I guess, just a whole lot of lack of motivation for YouTube. All I really want to do is draw, stuff like that. So I guess that's the main point here, is I'm going to take a break longer than I normally do for my Christmas, New Year's break, and when I come back, I'll probably have an idea for what I want to do. That does remind me, I'm actually going to change maps real quick, because I think we've seen the extent of what this map has to offer. I had an idea for what I wanted to do for Spooktober next year, if I end up doing Spooktober, but I'm not even sure if I'll end up doing Spooktober that year. Just in case it ends up being like its own separate series and everything, aside from Spooktober, and I just decide to do something else in October. My plan, I'll tell you this, because just in case you happen to watch this far as a treat, is I wanted to see about playing through the original Resident Evil, because I've never actually played a Resident Evil game before. I've only ever, like, seen footage of Resident Evil being played. Well, I did play the original Resident Evil for like 20 minutes, but I wasn't as versed in like tank control survival horror puzzle games as I am now. So I kind of got stuck in Goomba anymore. So I figured it was probably a good idea to go back and play, probably not the original Resident Evil, like on PS1, but maybe like the remake that came out for the GameCube, I believe. That might be kind of cool. But I guess on the topic of Let's Plays and everything, there might be a few of you wondering what happened to my Hollow Knight playthrough. Truth be told, I was entirely planning on... Hello. What was this? Maintenance tunnel? We'll explore the rest of the mall before we get in there. Truth be told, I was fully planning on actually continuing to play Hollow Knight, but really after the whole situation with the Soul Sanctum, from that moment on, I really have not felt like any motivation to continue playing that game, like, at all. So that's sort of why I've taken a break from playing Hollow Knight, so to speak. I don't know if it comes back, if there's enough demand, if people really want to see me finish Hollow Knight. I suppose I can see about doing that, but I guess unless people expressly state, yes, bring back Hollow Knight, bring back... That's loud. Yes, bring back Hollow Knight, please. I'm probably not gonna end up playing it again. I don't like the look of this. I guess aside from like Let's Plays and stuff, what's some other things I could talk about? Art's a big part of my life. We talk about my art. So I mentioned a couple times that I have really just kind of wanted to do nothing but draw recently, and in regards to that, because my brain has just been in art mood recently, I've just kind of been focusing on doing specifically art and nothing else, and my brain is in an art mood, and because of that I've been workshopping more and more OCs, despite the fact that I've only drawn like a grand total 4 of them that exist in my head. And I guess that's another reason I kind of just want to take a break from YouTube and just do art for a while, because I have all these ideas for characters in my head, but I haven't drawn any of them because I'm like, okay, I have to record, so that's going to take up a lot of my time, and then I have to edit, that's going to take up a lot of my time, and then I have to draw a thumbnail for this, and that's going to take all of my time and a lot of my art juices, and I won't end up drawing the thing, and it's just... I'm sitting on a lot of projects that I haven't quite finished, purely for the reason of I have too much going on in my brain at any given time. So I want to see about maybe mitigating that by potentially just taking some time to just do art and draw some of these characters that are existing in my head. And I guess... Oh, these do open. I didn't think they would. They don't look like they open. I was thinking, and like, usually this sort of thing doesn't affect me, but it definitely seems like a possibility as to like another reason why I'm not particularly feeling YouTube recently, and it's that my growth has seemingly been incredibly stunted. I don't seem to be reaching as many people as like I did like even at the beginning of this year, and maybe that's just because, you know, December and January, if you didn't know this, tend to be like historically very slow for like views and ad revenue and stuff, because, you know, everybody's focused on their holiday stuff and they're doing like New Year's things and everything. So maybe that has a thing to do with it, I don't know, but it's demoralizing that I put all this work into my videos and everything and spend so much of my time doing specifically YouTube, even with the fact that I only upload once a week, because again, I'm the only person working on my stuff. I'm the one who edits, I'm the one who makes the thumbnails, I'm the one who records, obviously, and does all the commentary and everything, and even that, as easy as it sounds, is still draining, because I have to try and think of some way to be entertaining and some way to like keep people's attention, even if I'm not necessarily like explicitly comedy, because like obviously I've played stuff like Silent Hill, which is not a funny game whatsoever. Yes, there's the joke ending and everything, but the main point of Silent Hill is that it's not a fun time. Harry's having a rough time, James is having a rough time and everything. So even with the fact that I'm not supposed, like, it's not my style to try and force bits and everything and try to be constantly funny, try to constantly be happy, it's still very draining to try and like keep up a commentary, to try and like both absorb whatever game I'm playing because of the style of Let's Plays I do with long plays and everything, and trying to fill any dead air with anything, so to speak. That's a big reason why I've started like writing down talking points, so I can have something to go to and fill any dead air, because dead air is either there's currently nothing happening for the next 20 seconds because there's something in the background that's relevant to the plot or whatever, or I just end up cutting it out and then there's just a big cut out of nowhere, and I don't know. YouTube's a very taxing thing to do. I'm not one of the people who says it's harder than a 9-to-5, because that's stupid. I'm very lucky to even have a chance at doing something like this for a career as slim as it may be. It's equally daft to pretend like it's no effort and like it doesn't take any amount of wherewithal or fortitude to continue doing it like consistently. And I guess that's the big point I'm looking for here is I've been doing YouTube for a long time, several years. I think I started doing YouTube when I was like 13, off and on. and only these past several years have I actually like really committed to doing YouTube. You know, weekly uploads and sometimes more, different variations of content, let's plays, let's draw, random tier lists if I feel like being funny. I've been doing YouTube for a very long time. I want to say maybe not for most of my life, but actually, let me think about that. It's almost half my life I've been doing YouTube. I want to say around 13, 14 is when I started, and I'm 24 now. So I've had this thing that I've been doing for like half my life. I'm going to change up the map because this is kind of bland. Half my life I've been committing to this thing, and on average my views, like my videos get like less than 100 views. And despite the fact that the main reason I do YouTube is just for the love of the game, to just the fact that I enjoy it, it's still really demoralizing that I'm putting so much effort into all these videos, and yet here we are, I'm still getting mediocre at best traction. And that's not to say I don't appreciate like all of the wonderful people hey look, an actually working mirror. All of the wonderful people who genuinely enjoy my content and like me and all of that. I genuinely really do appreciate every single one of you who like regularly comes around, like Rowan Cabot. Hey, I remember your name, and the Male Elegant, and all these wonderful people that consistently show up in my comments, like not just saying, hey, I like this video, because even then that can be a somewhat empty statement, but just like actually like interacting and engaging with what happened in the video and mentioning a specific part or giving me a piece of information I didn't know about the game I play and all these wonderful things. I'm grateful, like I'm infinitely grateful for that. But at the same time, realistically, if I want to do YouTube consistently and continue doing YouTube, I kind of need more traction than that, I guess. It sounds kind of dickish for me to say, and I don't know how many times I need to say that I really do appreciate everyone. It's just demoralizing that I have all these wonderful people, but realistically, from like a career perspective, from a living perspective, I need more than that. Like a couple, 3 people that I love seeing show up every couple days isn't gonna like, that's not going to sustain me. So part of me is like, I love doing this. I love seeing these same people come back, and I love seeing them type because it means they're enjoying my content and they're enjoying the video and they're enjoying me. Same time, there's a part of my brain's like, hey, that's cool and all, but you're not going to be able to make a job out of this. Can you stop? Okay, we'll just go away then. And then, of course, you have my lovely patrons who've been able to see me putz around looking for new maps to play. They're also, of course, greatly appreciated, because I don't exactly get a whole lot of ad revenue on my videos and everything, so they are like my main source of income. If there's anyone I should be appreciative of, it's those lovely people, and I am. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is I wish I didn't have to rely so much on my patrons for money, and I wish I could just get to a point where my videos aren't even like, I don't even care if they go viral. I just want enough, so to speak. And even then, the question be asked, how much is enough? That answer can change depending on who you are, the type of person you are, and everything. And for me, enough is, it's kind of stupid to say, but enough is literally just when it's just enough. Like, I don't need 23 million views on every single one of my videos. If like I get consistently like a couple thousand views, just enough so I make a couple bucks off of a given video, then is this like a Night in the Woods thing? I think it is. This looks very Night in the Woods. I never played that game, but I saw my buddy playing it. For me, enough is just like enough for me to get by and do what I need to and all that. I'm not looking to be like I'm not looking to be the next Mr. Beast in terms of video traction and no other things, because I don't want that. But I just want to be in a spot where I can do this thing I love and I can provide this consistent, cozy, and I try my best to do like an old style YouTube style content, which is why I do a lot of like Let's Plays and everything, and my editing isn't like super punchy and fast, and my videos aren't, you know, short form brain rot content. It's just kind of me doing old school stuff like, hey, here's this random game I found, I'm gonna do a playthrough of it. The most like modern style of content I do is my random tier lists, which even then those aren't like serious. They're obviously just supposed to be jokes because it's just something fun I thought of. My end goal is just I want to be able to make this fun content for these background listening stuff people can put on while they work and everything, and I want to be able to put that out, and I want to be able to just do that for my job. And that's a really hard thing to do. It is, because 90% of YouTube is luck. And yeah, of course there's skill in it. There's editing prowess and everything, all of it like that. But 90% of it is luck. Because like you can look at a very popular YouTuber like Lazy Madman, someone I love, where realistically his videos are not all that super complexly edited. They're mostly just largely unedited gameplay of Isaac. And he's one of the biggest Isaac YouTubers out there right now. And that's not to say his videos are bad and he just got lucky and people are just accepting his schlock and everything. He's good. Like I mentioned, I love Lazy Madman, but it's a good example of you don't necessarily need to have hyper edited, hyper intense, high fidelity, high production value content to make it on YouTube. If your videos find their like the right spot with the right people, you can be successful. And I guess that's the big thing here, is that I'm still looking for that sort of success. I'm still looking to find the right people. And it seems like I am in some regard with, again, people like Rowan Cabot and Lilligant and all the people who support me on Patreon and everything. It seems like I've found at least some of the people that my videos really resonate with. So there is something there, and that's one of a couple reasons why, despite the fact that I've been doing this for so long and I've not seen very much traction, is there's something there. I have something. It's proven to me that there's at least a few people that are looking for the exact like type of content that I want to put out. And that's really reassuring. It's just a matter of me doing it consistently, because the more I do it, the more likely I am to end up actually making something out of it. So I guess my point is just every day, I hope today is the day that I see numbers go up instead of down. I don't think I've mentioned this on a video yet, but over the past year-ish, actually even longer than that, I've sort of been hemorrhaging subscribers. And that's probably a big reason why my videos haven't really stretched outside of their normal box, because YouTube sees that I'm consistently losing quite a few subscribers every day, and they don't push me into the algorithm. And I don't think that that's the reason for that is because my videos suck and everyone hates me. I don't think that's the case, because most of my subscribers came from like the types of players in Warframe, and these main videos I made 2 of that I never did anything like again. So whenever I see like my channel hemorrhaging subscribers, it doesn't really bother me, because I'm just saying like, oh, all those people who subscribed for this one-off meme content I made are finally unsubscribing, so I can actually see how many people genuinely care about my content and weren't just waiting for Types of Players 3 or whatever. While it doesn't necessarily bother me that I'm losing subscribers for the reason I just mentioned, what does bother me is the fact that because I am hemorrhaging subscribers at any given time, I'm not getting onto the algorithm, because it's making my analytics look bad, and the algorithm isn't, like, I'm not getting pushed onto the algorithm. And I guess that's just a great example of YouTube being not... okay, maybe, yeah, predatory, but that's not necessarily the thing I'm looking for. But I'll just roll with it, because, I mean, it's not wrong. It's an example of YouTube being a very predatory space where, oops, you didn't necessarily do anything wrong, but you drew the short stick, and now you're here. Well, this is a slightly different tone, but whatever. But yeah, it's just a matter of, I guess, just continually doing YouTube, and then eventually I'll find my spot. I'm not too worried about it. I'm very optimistic, but sometimes it can get to you, and it's a little bit harder to find a reason to keep going. And I suppose that's sort of why I'm recording this right now, is I'm currently waiting for that reason to come back. And it's gonna be a little bit, it always is, And that's probably where I am going to end up taking a bit of a longer break over the holidays and New Year's and everything, just to try and recuperate, come back, and continue doing this thing I like. And in the meantime, I can always do another thing I like, which is art. Which, speaking of, I did have the idea that I probably won't end up recording Let's Draws per se over my break, but what I may end up doing is anytime I go to draw, I might just record it and put that into a time lapse just so I have something to put up on YouTube. Because another thing that gets you pushed off of the algorithm is being consistent and then suddenly non-consistent, or inconsistent rather. And that's something that happens to me quite a bit. So there's a lot of factors as to why I might not potentially be reaching as many people as I would like. Can I pick up these glow sticks? No. But aside from all that like bummer topics of like motivation and lack of success and everything, how about we talk about something that's like much more positive in, you know, my art and everything, and how much I've been enjoying that. Because recently, as I've mentioned a couple times, I've been in a super huge art mood. All I've been wanting to do is draw, which hasn't really happened in a couple years. Like, the last time I've been this motivated to draw was back before I had my tablet and I still did like all of my practice traditionally and then traced it in an art program by screenshotting it. We'll ignore that one. We're talking about good stuff right now. It's really surreal actually having so much motivation to draw. Because as I mentioned, the last time I did this was like several years ago, back when I was still practicing and not necessarily good at art. I still wouldn't say I'm amazing at art, but I feel more comfortable saying that like I'm not bad at it, and that's progress for me. And a lot of my art, it's actually kind of sort of come full circle because as would be indicated by Snowy and everything, a lot of my early practice was just kind of drawing random Pokemon. And when I say it's come full circle, that's what I'm particularly referring to, in that a lot of the random OCs I've been thinking of recently, and even not so recently, have been various Pokemon-related OCs, because obviously I love Pokemon. It's a huge part of my life ever since I was like 2. But a lot of Pokemon OCs and a lot of things I wanted to draw. Semi-recently, I don't think I can show this on YouTube, I'll blur it so you can get a general idea when I describe it. A thing I just drew recently, just for the sake of it, for like we'll say body shape practice, was this little thing of a Nidoqueen and like this scrunkly little purloin that I made like her husband, because I wanted to draw like a different body shape, because obviously my characters like Vixie and Rosie and Snowy, they're all very similar body shapes. So I figured, hey, there's a character I've had in my head for a very long time who's an alligator, and she's not exactly thin. So let's draw a random thing, and just as some random practice before I actually like commit to drawing the alligator character, which I need to get around to, because her design in my head has been evolving quite a bit, and I'm really enjoying her. But on the topic of the Nidoqueen and her little purloin husband, a character recently I've been thinking about actually stemmed from a purloin that I caught in Pokemon Sword, because I've been playing through that recently trying to get myself a Zacian. I originally had Shield, and I'm effectively playing my brother's copy of Sword right now. I named my purloin in that game, because I got one super early, I named her Eclipse. I was like, that's a cool name. I like having this purloin named Eclipse. Well, she's a Lightbird now, and I was thinking about like, hey, I really like Lightbirds, so I should make a Lightbird character at some point. So I started spitballing ideas, and I was like, I don't really have many characters that are like over the top when it comes to like colors and everything. A lot of my characters are rather simplistic. Even Rosie being like a fucking spooky ghost of a wolf whose colors are that of a mint chocolate chip ice cream sandwich. She's still not that like crazy with colors. Her color palette's still mostly brown and black and gray and everything. It's just there's small spats of green in there. And then, you know, her eyes and her antlers change color based on emotion. Leave a comment if you ever actually noticed that in like my last year's Silent Hill playthrough. Anytime Rosie like was experiencing strong emotion, I actually had a crossfade between the different colors for her antlers and her eyes and everything. But anyway, I was thinking about how not many of my characters have any super bright or super intense crazy colors, aside from maybe Kay, which I don't think I've mentioned in a video at all. I have a non-binary character named Kay, by the way. For any of you who don't like follow me on Fur Affinity or just don't look, here they are, by the way. I like them. But even Kay, their color palette is still mostly gray and black. It's just that their eyes and their ears are like that bright pink and orange. And I was thinking, I kind of want to do that. So I was thinking like, okay, let's take my Purloin Eclipse or Lightbird, and let's see about maybe making them a new like brightly colored character. And then I thought, okay, maybe not bright primary color. I'll probably still go with like gray or black as like the main fur color and everything, but I want her to have like a very stellar look to her, like very starry, galaxy sort of thing. So I'm thinking like for like the like stripes that Lightbird has above their eyes that sort of look like the inside of the ear, but aren't quite, but are at the same time. It's weird. Maybe we'll have that be like a deep blue that crossfades into a purple, and then we can make their eyes cool, and we can have her like have little like crescent moon patterns in her fur, like the rosettes that Lightbird normally has, but a couple of them are like moons and everything. That'd be cool. Just make her really like moon focused. And then I was thinking about some other aspects about what I wanted to do with her. And it's like, you know what? Let's make her name a pun, because I don't really have a character whose name is a pun. So her name's Eclipse, but what if that wasn't her first name? I have a trend of referring to characters by their like middle or last name, or just, you know, a nickname in the case of Snowy. But I'm gonna have her name be a pun, so her first name's gonna be Luna. So her name is Luna Eclipse, aka Lunar Eclipse. And I thought that was kind of fun. Am I going to draw this Luna Eclipse anytime soon? Probably, because I'm in an art mood. But, you know, you never know what I'm going to do with art, and honestly, I hate it. There's still that Vicar Amelia drawing that I haven't done anything with, and there's that Vixie drawing of her in her dress that I haven't finished, and all these other different projects, and that's something I'm a little bit self-conscious about, but I try not to worry too much about it, because in the end, I'm still drawing. Even if I'm not, like, finishing things all the time, it's okay if I just crap out a couple sketches and then maybe I come back to finish something. But I suppose as a sort of final thing for you who have sat so far in this video here, the thing I was actually working on in the Let's Draw that will probably not see the light of day, maybe I'll put it up on the Patreon channel, I don't know. The thing I was working on is actually, funnily enough, a thing of Luna, spelled L-O-O-N-A, not L-U-N-A, like the cat that I was just talking about. As I mentioned in one of my Isaac videos, I'm kind of obsessed with angels now, and also I'm obsessed with Luna, despite the fact that I still have not seen a single episode of Hell of a Boss. So I figured, hey, Luna plus Angel, wouldn't that be a cool thing to do? Duality or something, because she's like a hellhound. And so I'm putting together this thing here of me just drawing Luna as an angel. And this actually gave me a chance to experiment with drawing wings, because I hadn't done that before. And I found wings are a lot of fun to draw. So that's the big project I've been working on. Usually I end up working on a big project amidst a bunch of smaller projects and random sketch and everything. I did that with my my drawing of the Empress, and now I'm doing that with Luna and everything. That's probably going to be something I'm actually going to end up finishing. I've put some work into doing line art for it and everything now. That'll probably end up being finished at some point. But aside from that, there's not really a whole lot I have to talk about, and I think I've now once again exhausted the amount of maps that I can actually explore. So I think that's probably good enough for this video. So that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed this little like random commentary video, even if it's like a little bit extra long for no reason. This is probably not going to be a monetized video. I won't really do like the whole Patreon plug I normally do. But hey, if you do want to subscribe to my Patreon, it's in the link in the description. You can if you want to. I won't make you. Additionally, if I do end up taking a break from YouTube and everything and just kind of do art and stuff, you can also find my link to my Blue Sky and my link to the Fur Affinity. That's what it's called. I'll link to my Blue Sky and my Fur Affinity on my link tree in the description, so you can follow me there, so you can still see me do stuff whenever I'm not doing YouTube. I hope you enjoyed. To some degree, I actually like really enjoyed just kind of walking around and looking at Gmod maps and everything. So if you want to see me like do this a little bit more often, I can potentially see about doing that. So with all that, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're all like caught up with how my brain's going, and I hope you all have some absolutely lovely holiday seasons and all of that things. Whether it be Hanukkah or Christmas or the other ones that exist, I hope you have very happy holidays, and I'll see you in a little bit.